1 second. There we go. There we go. All right. It all looks like it is working to me, I think. Let's see. Okay. Cool. All right. No big bad alerts or anything like last time. So I think we're probably pretty good. So what do we got today? Well, I have dredged up the energy somehow to play another game. Partly because deathcube makes it very easy. There is virtually no setup at all with this. To be honest, I've just let it set. I've left it set up all week. So it's definitely been one of those weeks where I've not had any energy. Um, Actually, these guys getting here is the first time I was probably like excited or happy about anything all week. So that's fun. And what the hell are these guys? Well, these are the Saurian star hosts from the Grimdark Future Kickstarter. I got my box on um, late Friday, and so I was like, all right, I'm gonna rush because I decided I would switch from playing my rats from last time and use some of the official models, which I thought would be kind of fun. So I've got them here all kind of painted up. Um, the color scheme and stuff I inspired pretty heavily from the Covenant, so you can see like this guy, the gecko there is really, really inspired by a jackal. The Saurian being a Sangheli. And then this guy, I kept the same armor and stuff, but then tried to paint him like a gator. So he's got kind of like the little gator pattern and stuff. It came out okay. He's he's a lot more muted than I thought he would kind of be, after all the washes and stuff. But yeah, so there we go. So today we're gonna run a 3 team of Saurian Starhost, from the new Kickstarter. I will be doing an unboxing for that Kickstarter, but spoiler alert, because it was the first time I was like excited about anything all week long. Yeah, I cracked it open as soon as I got it, and I pulled out all the models and started painting them. I actually have a couple more painted too, but these are actually a nice smattering of models you can use as characters, which is really cool. Like I'm kind of shocked you can use the big gators as playable characters in StarQuest. It's pretty cool. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and check out some of their rules. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Comp, go. Okay, so this is the StarQuest website. I want Mr. Gecko. So let's go ahead and start a mission. Start a solo mission. We're actually going to jump it up to intermediate difficulty. And I'm going to take Gecko. I'm going to take Gator. And I'm going to take Lizard. I couldn't come up with cute names for them last night while I was writing or putting them together. So, and we're going to fight virus robots. Okay. Um, so we've got our Gecko here who's going to be an infiltrator. And he's got like a little kind of like machine burst pistol and then a CCW. You can get the shield for this guy's, but it costs more points than kind of what you start with. So you can give him the shield and the armor, but my plan is to eventually upgrade this guy to the shield model. And then I've got a Gator who is a soldier. I couldn't upgrade him to have both of the punchy knuckles like he has on the model. However, I was able to upgrade him to have the fire rocket pod, which is really cool. This like missile pod here. Um, That is actually a one-time use thing, which is kind of neat. So it's kind of interesting. He kind of shoots them all off like commando, and then just kind of discards it. Um, yeah, it's kind of neat. And then our lizard guy here, he has a like needle rifle, or sorry, veteran pistol. And then he has his CCW. Maybe I'm saving up for like the needle pistol for him. I think maybe I am. Um, so yeah, so pretty cool. So these are our three guys. They all kind of match the models there. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna generate ourselves a starting wave. What do we have? Wow, okay. Uh, we have Nasty starting off with us. All right. So we have one unit of generic guys and then one like fucking death unit. Okay. Cool. Good to know. Um All right. With that, we can actually start getting going. Um Hello. How's it? Since your name is ending in 808, I am assuming you are in Hawaii too. Uh I'm I'm here. I'm here. I am doing my best in these insanity times. But right now, I'm enjoying the fun of Grimdark Future Minis and the Death Cube. So, yeah. Oh, ha, nice. Okay, that does answer who you are then. There you go. Alrighty. So, I showed off the other set of rules, and then I guess we'll take a quick look at the mission setup. Um, just because technically this first episode after last time, so since we are kind of starting this off, um, you go through and you set up a bunch of treasure markers. I did that already. They're kind of all looted through the base here. Um, those treasure markers, they're kind of the scatter terrain that has like what looks like stuff on it, right? So as they kind of go around, the characters will be able to loot it and stuff. Then we're going to get a primary and secondary objective. Our primary objective in this case is going to be getting down to one of the terminals on the ground level and activating it. And our secondary objective is going to be looting 5 of the treasure tokens. So not traditional. Usually you roll for these and kind of take whatever you get, but since we're kind of doing a little more death cube kind of narrative thing, we're just going to kind of roll with it as it is. We're going to roll with it for kind of selected versus not. So with that said, we are pretty good to start placing our enemies and then getting going. So we have the 2 sets of enemies. It's cool. I often forget to hydrate and eat, so those are both important. Um, so yeah, so we'll get it started. We've got 2 sets of enemies here. We've got 1 unit of these guys, and then we have our big death chopper guy, who I didn't even grab because I did not expect him to get chosen. Honestly, I think he's got chosen because the gator is so big. And worth so many points because the gator has like 18 points of life. So this is our big chainsaw guy here. This is the other enemy we've got starting off, and our death cube. So their AI is pretty much going to be the same as last time. So they're essentially just going to attack anything they see, but they can only charge things when they can actually physically see them. Um, so they can't like charge around a corner, anything like that. Uh, when they can't physically see something, they're just going to go ahead and do a basic move. They're not going to do it in advance because since the board is so small and since they're kind of like zombie creatures, I kind of want them to lumber around a little bit more. So we're just going to have them do a basic move towards whatever sound it was, like someone using a console or someone looting a box, something like that. So I think we're going to make those two concessions for the smaller board, but that's about it. All right, so the big guy, let's see where he's going. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 top level, 3, 4 mid, 5, 6 bottom. All right, but big guy's going on mid. The second group of 3 guys, they're going on the top. Okay. So I'm kind of just placing them on treasure tokens. That's what I've been doing so far. So there's going to be our first group. And then down the bottom, I've got 3 different treasure tokens. We'll actually place the big guy. I guess he's on the second level, not the bottom. Let's see. We'll just place him. So he'll just be boop right in the middle. Just hanging out. And he's not really going to do anything until it is his time. Okay, really, camera? Come on, you're killing me here. Really? Is this what we gotta do today? Is this what we're doing? Huh? Is this how it be today? There we go. And we're back. Hi, camera. Alright, my guys are gonna start over here in this corner. So at the end of this round, at the end of this mission, instead of escaping like in the last one we played on the deathcube, they just need to get to one of the portals at the bottom. So there's 2 exit portals at the bottom. There are these tokens right here. They kind of look like little manhole covers. They need to get to one of those to leave the board this time, instead of making it all the way down and then all the way back up. So yeah, with that, we are good to get going. So, what do we got? Let's see. Well, I'm a dummy and we can see our enemies here. So, you know what? We might honestly just start hammering them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my infiltrator though, because what we're going to do is we're going to have him start looting. I think my plan is to have them loot as they go down and just take advantage of the fact that they're kind of like going, really, camera? Come on. Take advantage of the fact they're kind of like moving down and loot as they go. Alright, so we're going to move up to this guy. We're going to loot it. Ow. I spin around and poke myself in the belly with one of the sets of stairs. Come on, stairs. Come on. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to loot that right there. Let's go see what we got. Mr. Gecko. Give me some loot. Alright, let's see. Rolling for loots. We got a 6. Alright, so that's going to be a credit stash. And it's going to be 5 credits. Better than nothing. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead on the website and give Mr. Gecko 5 credits. There we go. Nice and easy. Alright. 5 credits down for Mr. Gecko. And now, you know what? We're just going to go straight into battle and try to kill those top guys. Because I think the Gator doesn't really have a lot of point in looting, to be honest. So he's just going to charge in. So we're looking at definitely Easily 12-inch charge. So the gator doesn't have slow, right? He's a big creature, but I don't think he has slow. Okay, he does not have slow. And he also actually inflicts fear, which is kind of cool, too. So that'll be fun. Um, yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. All right, so he has a heavy mace for 1 attack, a stomp for 2 attacks, and a power knuckle for 3 attacks. Okay, so let's do the heavy mace. All right, so rolling a 1, he definitely didn't hit because he needs a 4. Uh, this is for his power knuckle, so we're looking at 1 hit there, and then we're looking at 2 other hits or 2 other attacks for the stomp. So let's roll those ones too. All right, so both the stomps hit. So we've got 2 stomps on AP1 and 1 power knuckle on AP2. All right, so let's go ahead and roll those up for the enemy and see if they see what they dodge and what they don't. So we'll do the first 2 from the stomp. Wow. Uh, there's a gigantic lizard outside my window. Like, huge. Um, sorry, the irony of playing lizards and there's a gigantic lizard outside my window is kind of funny. Um, all right, so they both rolled 6s, which is just a immediate pass. So they actually save both the stomps. Do they save the power knuckle? No, because that becomes a 4. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wipe one of them out. Ah, there we go. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wipe one of them out. So we'll go ahead and we'll kill this guy. And then they're gonna fight back. So we're looking at 4 attacks hitting on 5s. 1 hit, nothing else. Does Mr. Gecko save it? I rolled a 1, so he does not. So he's actually going to take a wound already. And since they're tied, well, I guess the charger gets the advantage. So because of that, they're going to get knocked down the goddamn stairs because they're right there by the stairs. Oh, so they're going to get knocked down the stairs. So plum, 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 plum. So they're both going to take 1 hit, AP 3, because of the distance of the stairs there, or 1 hit at AP1 because of the distance of the stairs. So they do not save it, so another one falls down the stairs and dies. So for 1 billion attacks, killing only 2 dudes, not the best. But you know what? Job done. At least he did something. And you know what? I said I wasn't going to have the Gator loot, but he's right by that loot token, so screw it. He's going to use his skill ability to loot that loot token. Let's see what we got. Ba 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 ba. All right, let's roll. Survey says he got a 3. And he got a 4, which is a frenzy injector. Whatever the hell that is. What is a frenzy injector? What does that actually do? Ba, 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 ba. All right, this counts as a skill action. Oh, after you kill something, you get a free move. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay. All right. Well, last but not least, we've got our Sangheli Saurus guy here. Um, since everyone is... Yeah, you know what? I think what we'll do is we'll just do... Because I don't think he can charge. Actually, he could totally charge the guy on the stairs. You know what? Yeah, we'll have him charge the guy on the stairs, and we'll just try to knock that out. So we're going down, and we're having battle on the stairs. If he survives, he falls down the stairs. So, battle on the stairs. Let's see. Our guy has a claw. Um, that has 2 attacks on it. Oh, I guess I forgot to give him the power claw. I did. Alright, I'll fix that later. So he's got 2 attacks on his claw. Hitting on 4s. Alright, both hit. Does Mr. Zombie save them? Saves 1, takes... Actually, yeah, saves 1, takes 1. So he is gonzo. Bleh. Alright, so that took a lot of activations to get done, but it got done at least. So we can go back to the app, and we can throw that unit in the trash. Alright. Now, our friend back here, where is he? There he is, big old Mr. Chainsaw Axe. He's heard a lot of shit happening, so he's going to start moving in that direction. But he's going to go ahead and he's going to move 6 inches in that direction. And it's pretty much going to be straight down that hallway. You can see him all the way at the end there. So he's pretty much just going to move straight down that hallway. And he's going to get to about here. And that's where he's going to get to. And yeah, and that's going to be the end of his turn. So that overall is the end of turn 1 with us looting 2 boxes, which is pretty good. And we're going to go ahead and increase the alertness by 1. Although I guess technically we don't have any alert enemies, so we'll go ahead and we'll increase the alertness by 2. Because when you have no like active enemies on the board, you increase it by an extra point. And then we'll start off turn 2. Actually, I could have used a healing skill from the lizard last time. This thing right here. Pick 2 friendly heroes, restore 1 wounds each. You know what? We'll go ahead and we'll do that real quick. We'll do a takes backsies on that one. So we're looking at a 4+ attempt at will. Got a 5, so we can at least drop that wound from the gator. Alright, now actually into turn 2. Well, I can't get to that guy to shoot him. So we might as well do the next best thing, which is looting. So we're looking at probably 9 inches to get to like there, or at least 12. So we'll go ahead and we'll move him down here, and we'll loot this loot box and see what we get. Survey says, what is a 2? A 2 is a hazard. Awesome. He is diseased. Man, this is why you don't go digging in shit that's covered in rust, because you get tetanus. So our first lizard boy has tetanus. And what we'll do is we'll basically just move our big guy down to him as well. Down the steps, and we'll put him down here too. Scoochy, 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 scoochy. There we go. Alright, so they both kind of went down the steps. Last but not least, we have our guy up here. Now, I'm not going to have him go down the same way. I'm actually going to have him go down this way instead. So what we're going to do is he's going to move 6 to there. And then he can climb down half of the distance and then fall the other half of the distance. So that's what we'll do. So he's going to go through, climb to about there, and then fall. So he's going to take 1 hit at AP1. He doesn't dodge it. So he's actually going to take a wound from that little drop. Nice try, Mr. Gecko. Nice try. You did something. And then he's not close enough to either of those treasure markers to loot and like pick them up. So what he'll do is he'll try to still identify one of them, which you can do from range. So he's going to use the discover on the one in front of him. This one, actually, he'll use the discover on this one back here. Is that the way he needs to go? I need to go that way. He'll use the discover on this one here. Let's see. And he got a 6. All right, he discovers it. Man, we're just picking up all the loot. That's sweet. Even if he can't fall very far. All right. Wow, another hazard. And another diseased. Thankfully, the hero is not within 1 inch, so he's not actually going to get diseased. Because he looked at it first, instead of just plunging his hands into the rusty metal like the other guy did. So that's probably good. Good job, Mr. Gecko, for half thinking that through. Okay, now we're over to our Choppy McChopperson here. So he still actually can't see. Actually, I take that back. He can see the gecko. Wow, that really sucks for the gecko. I was expecting to have the big lizard just fight this guy, because this guy is not nice. But the gecko dropped right into his point of view. You can see his little feetsies there at the end of the tunnel. Well, guess who's getting charged? Hi, Mr. Gecko. You just got charged by, like, the fucking behemoth with a chainsaw axe. I'm sorry, my man. Well, our friend, the chainsaw axe wielding behemoth, why did I make this unit so terrible and bad? This unit is very, very painful. We're looking at 6 attacks, AP2, deadly 3. So, he could potentially be doing 18 wounds with this chainsaw. Oh. Oh. He's quality 5 though, so he's not the best quality. So let's be happy with that at least. All right, we're looking at 6 attacks. Oh, okay, good. 2, which becomes 6 hits. Oh my god, really? Did I really give this thing deadly 3? Yes, I did. And AP2. So that is 6 hits. Fuck. Mr. Gecko needs a 6s or he's gonna get chewed alive. Alright, he dodges 1 and takes 5 points of damage. Oh. Ow. Also, these are the new one-page rules wound dice. They're really nice. They're gonna get their use today. Because Mr. Gecko, I think, has only 3 wounds left. Yep, he's only got 3 wounds left. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna turn this into how many wounds he has left. Well, that really hurts. That hurts a lot. Mr. Gecko's going to stab him back. 2 attacks with the CCW, hitting on 4s. Um, 1 hits. No AP. Does the guy save it? He does not. So he at least takes a wound. He does have 9 wounds, which is... Ow. Okay. So he does take a wound. And then because he did way more damage, Mr. Gecko gets knocked back. Oof. Yeah. Ouch. That's a big time ouch. Um. Oh, poopy. All right. Well, that makes us the end of turn 2 then. Um. So I'll go ahead. Hello. And I'll increase our alertness counter. And we will, yeah, just move into turn 2. So, what am I going to do? We've got Mr. Gator. I would like to use his rocket pod on this guy because this guy is really not nice. So this guy specifically is the like your units are going to get mulched model that I put in this list. So it's really painful that on turn 1 he spawns. He's very much the model I was kind of expecting my units to like have to like run away from, right? But spawning on turn 1 makes this a big ouchie. So we're gonna go all out and just try to knock him out. So Mr. Gecko is going to move up here, and he's gonna shoot through this gap at his buddy down there through the little window. And that's what Mr. Gecko is gonna do, or Mr. Gator. There he is. Hi. So he's going to shoot down at that guy with his rocket pod. Now, the rocket pod is a single-use shot weapon, which does mean it's going to get discarded after this, but it is 3 attacks, AP1, and unstoppable. So, actually, you know what? It would actually, he'd probably actually do more damage. He has a lot more attacks if he charged. Yeah, he's got 6 attacks if he charges. Yeah, I don't know if he can charge over that wall, though. Yeah, we'll say he can't charge over the wall, and we'll shoot the rocket pod. Alright, 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. 1 hit. That's not the best. Does the robot save it? No. At least it's something. That was not great, though. That could have been a whole lot better, actually. And then I guess let's look at what abilities he has. Let's see. For each modified roll of a 6 when attacking, the model may roll 1 attack with that weapon. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Once per game, blah, 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 blah. I didn't do that beforehand, and this one is until the end of the round. The next time the hero attacks, it deals at least 1 hit. It deals 1 extra hit. I should have used that. But I didn't think about it ahead of time, so we won't count it. All right, well, that could have gone better. But, you know, what's one wasted rocket pod between friends? So we're going to have Mr. Gecko shoot next. So he's actually going to use his abilities. So he has... Uh, He can actually like disappear essentially. Which I'm going to be honest is probably not a bad idea. Uh, because he's going to get charged again. So he's about to have a really bad time. And I don't think my other guy can make it to him. Yeah, my other guy can't make it to him to charge. He's too short. So it's probably actually a good idea to have him like do the slink away ability, to be honest. Because he does only have 3 wounds, and that chainsaw will definitely do at least 3 wounds. So he'll be dead at the end of this turn if he doesn't do it. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have him moved here. And actually, do we want him to move a little further? Yeah, you know what? We'll have him start getting his way out of the way, and he'll move a little bit further than that. You know what? NASCAR. He'll move there. And he'll use his infiltrating step ability, which is a dexterity roll. Dexterity is a 4. He gets it, and now he can't be targeted by enemies. So he basically like ran away and is now hiding essentially. So there we go. That will at least keep him from being chewed alive. Next up we have our actual lizard boy. He's got a 6-inch move, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that, and then we're just gonna fire some shots down range. I forgot to equip him with better weapons and stuff, so he's also kind of stuck. So his weapons are actually kind of crap, and I'll fix those for next time. He's supposed to have like a needle pistol like the model has, and a power claw like the model has. But yeah, I can't edit him right now, so. Alright, so we're looking at 2 attacks from the pistol, hitting on 4s. He unfortunately can't use any of his healing abilities. But it is what it is. For each unmodified roll of 6 when attacking the model, may roll +1 attack with that weapon. Okay, so we're looking at 2 attacks. If any of them turn into 6s, he gets extra attack. He rolled a 4 and a 2, so it's still something. And we're looking at AP2 on this. Our enemy there definitely does not pass it. That brings him up to 4. So thankfully, he's only on 4 wounds left. Less thankfully, he can now charge. I'm going to say they can't charge over this wall here. And he can now charge down that hallway towards my Saurus guy. So he's going to do that. But at least he's not killing the gecko. Instead, he is like guarding the hell out of this hallway, like Dead by Daylight style. There we go. There's his wounds there. All right, and he's attacking in. Survey says 6 hits, AP2, deadly 3. Hitting on 5s. Only 1 hit. Okay, so that's good. Just to prove that, because otherwise that seems unfair. AP2, so I need 6s. I get 1, take 2. All right. Get 1, take 2. I'm going to respond by attacking with the CCW. Survey says 1 hit, 1 miss. My guy's CCW has AP2 on it, so our guy here needs 6s. Does not get any. All right, so he's going to be down to only 4 wounds remaining instead, and he's going to knock my guy back an inch. So we will move him, I guess, this way, like that, towards the hole. All right, so we almost got this guy killed. He's more than halfway down. So yeah, so he is more than halfway down. How does morale work in this? When do you? I never remember morale as a thing. All right, let's go look one quick second, because our guy, I notice our guys, the lizards have fearless, which is like an anti-morale thing, and I really don't remember how morale works. At the end of an activation, where wounds leave a unit with half or less of its total size, okay, or tough value. Morale test, take a quality test, and if failed, the unit is shaken. Ah, okay. So my lizard guy should have actually taken a morale test when he got chainsawed really bad. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that now, and we'll just count him as shaken for next time. He would have passed it either way. And then the chainsaw guy now has to take a morale test too. And he fails it, so he is now shaken. What does shaken mean in this? Must stay idle but may strike back, counting as fatigued. Always fails morale tests and can't seize objectives. Shaken units must spend one full activation idle to stop being shaken. Enemies with toughness 9 can't be shaken and take D3 wounds instead. Oh, okay. So he just takes wounds instead of being shaken because he has toughness 9. Alright, so he takes another wound. Okay. Alright, 3 wounds left on him. So we're getting there. And then we roll over into turn 3. Upping our alertness counter to 4, so we almost have a second round of enemies showing up, which is kind of ouch. We are now over into turn 4. So with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use Mr. Gecko's built-in. He has like a rogue ability that lets him look at loot things and then modify the roll up or down is what it does essentially. So it is called Sleight of Hand. So we're going to start off with this. We can move the roll up or down. Yep. So since there's 2 rolls, I don't know which one we get to modify. I guess we'll just get to pick one of them. So. All right, so we got a 4, so we'll keep that as it is, and that will give us a grenade bag. Actually, you know what? I could totally turn that into credits again, or into a kit. Yeah, you know what? Let's turn that into credits, actually. We'll take that 4, turn it into a 6 with his ability. Oh crap, I forgot to see if his ability even works. I have to test that first. So, sleight of hand. It would have failed, so we'll take 2 of his power to pass that. Because I like this thing. I think it's neat. Alright, and then he would have gotten a 4, which is 10 credits. Nice. So he's walking out with 15 credits, which is pretty good. Alright. So he's going to do that, and then what I'm going to do is I want this big guy gone, but I need to start. You know what? I'm going to believe that I'm going to believe that the Saurus guy can finish off the big guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Mr. Gecko. I'm going to move here, and he's going to climb down to down there. Down below. And that's where he's going to end his turn. And the reason I'm doing that is because he is shaken. So what we'll do, I want this guy gone. We'll back up here, and we'll put 2 shots into him. So we're looking at 2 shots on 4s. Both miss, so it's pointless. And then we'll use this dude's once per game healing ability, which is called Healing Word. Wow, that only heals 1 wound. Oof. Okay, that sucks. So we're gonna do that though. He passed the will check for it, so moving himself down to 1 wound, and our gecko friend up to 4 wounds. Which is actually enough wounds that we can actually move his wound counter into the number he has, not the number he doesn't have. So, okay. Well, that's a thing. Last but not least, we're going to charge Chainsaw Guy with Mr. Gator here. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to try to knock Mr. Chainsaw Guy out of the game. Because he's not a nice man, and he needs to go away. So, looking at 3 with the power knuckle. Alright, 1 hit. We're looking at 2 with the stomp. Alright, both those hit. And we're looking at, we'll just use a psychic dice for now, 1 with the mace. That doesn't hit. Alright, so we have 3 hits. 1 with the power knuckle. What is the power knuckle? Power knuckle's AP 2 and 2 with the stomp at AP 1. So, alright, purple's gonna be the AP 2. Purple's going to be the AP 1. Clear is going to be the AP 2. Alright. So he's going to go ahead. He's going to save 1 of them, and then he's going to take 2 wounds. So that's going to put him at 8 wounds. So that means he's going to have 2 left. No, he's going to have 1 left. And now he's going to get to hit back. But he counts as being fatigued. So that means that he's only going to hit on 6s. Which is still problematic, potentially, but I was really expecting him to die there, but Mr. Gator kind of let me down. Alright, 1 hit, so 3 attacks coming into Mr. Gator. Does Mr. Gator save them? He does not. Wow, okay. Yeah, this guy needs to go away. And Mr. Gator is going to get moved back. Ouch. Okay. Well, that could have gone better. I think I'll be saying that this entire game. So our Mr. Chainsaw Guy there is not going to do anything. He's going to chill so his shaken goes away. We do need to test to see if he is shaken again because of the amount of wounds that he took again. He rolled a 4, so he is actually shaken again. So yeah, I'll take that. Okay. I'll take that. Big Chungus there shaken a second time. And we will move into turn 4. The guys have actually already accomplished their secondary objective. They just need to get to the terminal down here on the first floor. And they need to interact with that to go ahead and complete their primary objective. So I'm going to have Mr. Gecko climb down 3 inches. And then he's going to move right there. Bonk. And you know what? He might as well search this chest thing here. And he'll use his sleight of hand ability first. So let's do that. Sleight of hand. Okay, he'll use a power to pass that. All right, which means he has no power anymore, but he's going to pass it automatically. Uh, he got a 4. You know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to bump that up to being 6 for credits again. And then he got, how many credits was that? 15 more credits. So this guy is banking. All right. Man, he is just swimming in it this time. Hell yeah. All right. Um, and then back to this insanity that's going on right here. Now, I'm gonna have this guy use his ability first to try to heal himself and Mr. Gate. You know what? No, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna move down and try to heal Mr. Gecko. So he is going to climb down 3, then climb down another 3, put himself right there, and then he's gonna heal Mr. Gecko. With his ability called, what's it called? What's it called? Guardian Blessing. Um, okay, so the Guardian Blessing, I guess, is just is a special role, not actually a hero skill. So he can use Guardian Blessing, and then he can actually hero skill as well. Uh, let's just use his hero skill for now. Um, and we'll see if he passes that on a will roll. He does not. We will use some of his power. Oh, do we want to do that? Because he's going to take as many wounds. Okay, we'll just let that fail. We'll do the Guardian's Blessing then, I guess. So he's going to remove a wound, and our buddy here is going to remove a wound as well. So he's going to be up to 6 wounds, which means this becomes 3. Okay. Last but not least, we got Mr. Gator. You know what? Mr. Gator's going to charge in. This guy's got 1 wound. He has to do 1 wound with 6 freaking attacks, right? He's got to. So we're looking at 3 attacks for the power knuckle, 2 attacks for the stomp, and 1 dice for the mace. Hitting on 5s. All right. All right, we're going to roll the same dice for the same attacks. Our enemy would save none of them. So he actually does 4 wounds that time. So finally, Mr. Chainsaw is dead. Blah. We did it, team! We got there in the end. Yay! If I had remembered to use his ability, it could have killed him last turn, but I didn't think about it. All right, and that's going to be the end of their turn, and the end of turn 4. So moving into turn 5, we've got 2 guys down on the bottom floor on their way towards the console that they need to activate. Right there. And we've got Mr. Gator here in the middle. We've repaired a lot of the wounds that people have taken, which is nice. So Mr. Gecko didn't get like chainsawed to death on turn 2 like he was going to, which is also nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to destroy that last unit. However, we are now going to be at alertness 6. So we're going to go ahead and generate a wave. And 1 point of alertness will have carried over because we would have had 2 at the end of that round. All right, so what do we got? We have a set of machine thralls with a flamethrower and 2 bruisers. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Let me grab some more machine thralls. Oh. It looks like they have a flamethrower. You do. All right. Let's do some rolling and see where the machine thralls wind up. So machine thralls group 1, are they on the top floor, middle floor, or bottom floor? All right, they're going to spawn in on the top floor. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them onto one of the treasure tokens. Pretty much the same treasure token from last time. Okay, bruiser number 1 is spawning in also on the top floor. I'm going to spawn him in a different treasure token. Bruiser number 2 is spawning in on the middle floor. So we have these 2 treasure tokens and one over here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to spawn him here. I love these models. They're really cool. They're from Maker's Cult. They're really, really fun models. They're like these fleshy, tyrannid machine abominations. They're really cool. And for the automatons from games from War Games Atlantic, which is what the other machine guys are, they fit really nicely. So, okay. Well, all right. Let's see what we got for turn 5. Now the real question is, do we want to mess with any of those? Or do we want to try to run? This one over here is going to get alerted. The one through this doorway. If how many wounds do the bruisers have? Do they have 9 wounds or do they have 3? Alright, the bruisers have 3 wounds. So let me show an interesting dilemma with my spinny death cube, right? So because of the way of how this is like so compact and tight, it can cause these really neat kind of cascade effects. So if I have him charge, I keep hitting this stupid set of stairs. So if I have him charge this guy, right, he could potentially kill him because Mr. Gator's throwing out 6 attacks. This guy's got 3 wounds, right? Could potentially knock him out. The problem becomes in doing that, Mr. Gator is now in this guy's view up here. So that guy will try to charge down at him. So it becomes this kind of like fascinating cascade effect of Mr. Gator's going to get like dogpiled, but it will also keep these guys from being a pain in the ass. And get him a free start to potentially knock one of them out. So we'll think about that for a second, and we'll do the other guys first because they're not gonna mess with those bruisers. They're just gonna kind of wrap things up and get the hell out of here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to try to use his healing ability again. So roll in. Need a 4. Okay. We'll drop this down to 2. There we go. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move over to the loot token over here. And we're not going to be able to search it because we use this healing ability instead. But we'll at least be able to hang out by the loot token for next turn. So we'll be able to search it and then move to the manhole and escape. That's the plan. All right. Mr. Gecko, he's going to move up. Now, unfortunately, he has no power, so he's not going to be able to automatically pass this. He's going to actually need to roll a quality check to pass this. So if he fails it, he'll be stuck here for another turn. All right. Survey says he rolled a 3, so he is stuck here for another turn. He does not understand how consoles work, apparently. And last but not least, we've got Mr. Gator. I'm going to have Mr. Gator move, and he's going to go here, down to that level, and that's where he's going to hang out. Now, this guy will have seen him when he did that. So, as we move over into the enemy's turn, this guy, having seen Mr. Gator, is going to try to charge him. So, boop. So they're going to have themselves a little dust up on that platform down there, which is not going to be particularly fun. But we're looking at wait, am I? Wow. Okay. Heavy CCW from the Bruisers, 9 attacks. I didn't remember giving them 9 attacks. I would have had my other guy charge if I had known they had 9 attacks. These guys' profile is based on a Gene Stealer, by the way. Because the first time I played with these like machine thralls, that's what I had sub in for these, and it was pretty brutal, and I liked it. So, yeah, their profile is based on a Gene Stealer. All right, here we go. We're looking at quality 4+. Thankfully, no deadly. All right, so we're looking at five hits at AP1. Okay. Does Mr. Gecko or Mr. Gator save them? Mr. Gator is defense 5 or 6. Wow, Mr. Gator is defense 6. What the hell, Mr. Gator? Okay. Well, he's gonna save one of them and take 4 wounds. Fucking ouch, bro. So we need to put 1 dice, 2 dice, because you have 7 wounds on you now. And Mr. Gator's gonna hit back. So we're looking at 1, 3, and 2. And he's gonna hit with, wow, everything. Okay. Does our enemy save any of them? He saves 1. So he's gonna take 5 wounds. So he's gonzo. Damn. All right. Well, good job, Mr. Gator. I wasn't expecting you to do that. But man, I should have really had you charge in first if that was the case. So with that, we'll just move the other guys up and around. So this guy's going to move 6 inches towards the closest thing that he hears, which is down below him. So he's going to climb down, bonk, like that. These guys are gonna do the same thing, and they're going to also essentially move down to that same floor. Down there. Deep underground. There we go. All right. Oh, dudes are kind of in a little bit of a race to get out now at this point. I need to accomplish the primary objective, and then they need to get off the board. So, with that being said, we'll go up I will go up the alertness level. So that goes up to 2. And then we will have this guy search this box. So rolling, got a 4, and then a 5. So that is a grenade pouch with a grease grenade. Man, what does a grease grenade do? Uses a skill action, then remove grease grenade marker. The areas within 3 inches count as difficult terrain. Okay, that's kind of neat. He creates a little spot of difficult terrain. Okay. Mm. All right, well, he's going to do that search, and then he is going to go ahead and he's going to move, and I'm going to have him advance pretty much up to that console in case Mr. Gecko can't get it rocking. Because while this guy is diseased, actually, you know what? I'm going to have him move right here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have him move right there, and we're going to hold that spot. Because what I'm going to do is for the next one, our friend here is going to climb down 3 inches and then advance to the console. Sorry, Mr. Gecko, you're getting replaced, buddy. Yeah, he would have enough room. Okay, and then we're going to try to quality test activate the console. We don't get it, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to use 2 power from Mr. Gator. So we can pass that shit. So we've accomplished our primary objective. I imagine the gecko is just kind of there like fucking with it, trying to hit all the buttons, and the gator just kind of walks up and punches it, and then it starts working. So now everybody's got to get off the board. So Mr. Gecko, pick up and move. Oh, this guy could have tried to heal the gator. No, he couldn't have because he looted the other box. Yeah. All right, gonna pick up and move. Gonna go to the end of their turn. Next up, we've got some enemies activating really quick and all just kind of moving towards things. This guy can now see our enemies, our allies, so if they can't do anything at the end of this turn, they're going to start having trubs. Same thing for our guys here. They're going to see down and be able to hit everyone if they don't get off the board this turn. So the enemy are really kind of closing in there. They're going to have a bad turn. Thankfully, all we need to do is get Mr. Gator off the board. So, we are going to basically do that. So alertness will go up by 1. It's not going to really matter. Mr. Gator is going to advance to here. And then before we choose to move him off the board, we're going to have our guy here try to do a heal real quick. He rolled a 4, so he's going to go ahead and get that, and he's going to drop 1 wound from everybody. So at the end of it, Mr. Gecko will have 1 wound loss, Mr. Gator will have 6 wounds lost, and they will escape from the death cube and go on to campaign round 2 next week in the death cube once again. But yeah, super duper fun. Good stuff. All right, let's see. Let's throw our boys up top because they escaped, and we will do their post game stuff. The first outing of the Saurian Starhost was successful. None of them died, thankfully. Damn near. But first outing was successful. And we will check out some of their end stuff. All right, so we need to go ahead and we need to say he has 1 wound. Mr. Gator has 6 wounds. All right. And then we go ahead and we complete our mission. Mission was successful. Okay. So for this, let's see what rewards we get. Sorry, my eyes are really bad today. I'm having a lot of trouble seeing the screen, so apologies. Ugh. Okay. 5 credits times the chosen difficulty level. All right, so they're gonna get 10 credits each. So this guy's going to clock in 40 credits, which is kind of crazy. Um, earn double as much XP as the chosen difficulty level. Earn as much XP as the chosen difficulty level. Okay, we're on difficulty level 2, so that means we're going to get 4 XP for this mission. And then we're going to get another 2 on top of that. So we're looking at 6 XP. That's kind of crazy. Wow. Okay. Um, there's no way that's right, right? That's a lot of XP. Earn double as much XP as the chosen difficulty level. Okay, well, we're on difficulty level 2, so that would be 4. Earn as much XP as the chosen difficulty level, so that would be another 2. Okay, alright, I guess we get 6. Okay. Alright. Yay! He leveled up. Do we want him to have a skill or a tough one? Oh. What are the options for skills? Let's see. Uh, that's kind of cool, actually. Till the end of the round, the hero gets +1 to hit when charging enemies that had no line of sight on the hero when it attacked. That's also kind of cool. Ooh, there's some good stuff there. Um, I think this trickster thing is neat. It creates like a marker. I think with how the death cube works, that could be really cool. And we'll go ahead and we'll take +1 dexterity. All right, Mr. Gator. Let's see. He's going to carry 3 wounds into the next round. He got 10, and then he also got 6. All right, we are going to go ahead. Let's check his skills and see what he can do. Till the end of the round, the next time the hero attacks an enemy in melee or shoots at it from 12 inches, the enemy gets -1 to hit until the end of the round. Kind of neat. Hero charges an enemy. After combat is resolved, it may immediately make another charge action against another enemy unit within 3 inches. That's really cool. Use skill action when shaken. The hero starts being shaken. Pick an enemy within 6 inches, which must take a morale test. If failed, the unit are pulled 6 inches directly towards the hero. Ooh, that's also cool. Alright, so we're going to take this sweeping attack, and we're going to take +1 dexterity. Because this is a dexterity thing, but this is the thing that lets you do essentially a second attack charge. That's really cool. Alright, and then this guy also got the same. He is still diseased. That did not heal itself. Oof. Okay. What skill options has he got? Oh, that's neat. They get +1 to their stat rolls each. No, we're gonna take that. That's neat. Um, and his strength, I think, is the highest one, right? No, his willpower is the highest. We'll go ahead and we'll take 1 strength. Okay, and that is our guys. They did very well, and completed their mission. Nice. Well, just slightly over an hour. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it there. Looks like chat decided to nuke itself, so that's annoying, but it is what it is. So yeah, just slightly over an hour. We had another round of one page rules StarQuest with this time our official Broken Truth minis. I will be doing an unboxing for them sometime this week when I find the energy. Particularly the big thing I really want to unbox is Behold the Power of the Deathcube. I can just slide it back on the streaming desk and then I can pull it forward next week when I play. But the big thing I want to do for the unboxing is this, because this book is awesome. And I really want to go through it and show it off because it's really freaking cool. Um, like as far as like a world book and a rule book goes, it's really good shit. Um, so yeah, so during the unboxing, we're probably actually going to go through and read a whole bunch of this because it's really neat. So it's the big thing I want to talk about in the unboxing. All the other stuff is largely models and all that have all kind of been covered, but I haven't seen a cool video really talking about this guy yet. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Um, OPR is always fun. I can't sing its praises enough. It's really been a lifesaver for me, right? Like legitimately, probably the only time I was like excited or happy at all this week is when this freaking box got here, right? And just I just don't have like the energy to play any of the like massive games these days, right? Like OPR really has been a godsend for me. So, but with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good one, and